Oh, good day. How you doing? My name is Justin Mitchell of House Woodward. So, I was talking earlier with my buddy about UCC and accepted for value, what it takes to get that operating circulars paper done, being known as a fiduciary institution with your Federal Reserve, wherever your account is. First and foremost, in order to get that going, you have to file or fill out these forms, or you can type them up, or however you want. You can find them online, or you can send me a message and I'll send you a PDF with them. Right? I charge like $15-20 as a convenience fee, which is cheap compared to $750, $1,500, what everybody else is charging, and that's bullshit, right? I take gold and silver all day. I'm only using these fiat notes because out of necessity, right? I tried buying my groceries with gold one day. They didn't do it, So these paperwork, the documents you gotta have filled out, signed, formed, is a hold harmless indemnity agreement, a power of attorney, a common law copyright. Let me think if I can pull it up off the top of my head. The UCC1 financing statement. There's a couple other ones. I can't think of them right now. I haven't done any of that paperwork. I've been secure party creditor since 2010 now. And back on that operating circulars, because that's what everybody's getting into it for, right? That money, to claim our title, to claim our equity. That merger takes your legal name and your equity, that pro secu trust, or however you say it, that Franklin Delano Roosevelt, instituted way back when, that secret stuff, and it merges them. And then now you can do your discharge. So when you do that paperwork, you file it on a UCC1 financing statement, you send it to your Secretary of State, they'll send it back. You can have it apostolized too, which is more official. And then you take your birth certificate and you do accepted for value, exempt from levy, return for value, discharge, and settlement of account. And then you write that in horizontal stuff on the birth certificate you get. You have to get a big one. You send that all registered mail with return receipt to the Secretary of Treasury. When I did it was Timothy Geithner. I haven't kept up on it, so I don't know who it is right now. But then what happens is they'll send you something back, and there'll be two documents in it. It'll be the return receipt, which has a new number on it. They write a number on there, right? That's either your routing or your account number for your personal card. This Barclays Black Card or whatever by the Royal Bank of England. Well, you take that and then you get a green card stock in the mail. It's pretty heavy pound weight. It's like a marble green, and there's digits stamped on it. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you do this? I didn't know all this. It took me years, later figuring this out, and I had lost that stamp. I'm sure I could do it again, maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried. Maybe I should. But, and this is just a theory because I don't know anybody who's done it, besides one guy. His name was Redress Wright, and the last video he put out, there was no video, it was just his voice. He was in Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico is a territory, and in order to really get your money, I don't think you can come back to the United States, or you have to sign like a non-disclosure, you have to do something, right? And so that was the last video I seen of him, and he had been in federal incarceration for this kind of stuff because they start labeling you as a paper terrorist. If you get too close to certain things, they put you on an investigation. Want to figure out what you know, what you're going to do with this. Because in order to be on this level, you got to be highly spiritual, highly intelligent, and working your way towards enlightenment, because that's what it's about. Or you could just be straight fucking evil, highly intelligent, and know about the spirit world and use that in the negative note, right? So that was the last video I had of him, but this is just a theory. Like I said, you're supposed to take that merger of legal and equitable title with that green card and your routing number to the Federal Reserve Bank. Like mine, on the back of my Social Security card, my original one, which somehow disappeared. It was G, right? But then I got this new one recently. I got a couple new ones. I think I'm almost at my max. But it says H. You see it? H. And that's your number. Now it's crazy because I haven't even thought about this, but you know, on the iPhone, you can pull up your camera, but you take that to the bank, right? To the Federal Reserve Bank. Man, my camera's dirty. But you take that to the Federal Reserve Bank, and then I guess they do a 36-hour video. There's this shoe talk video that goes into it. There's a lot of naysayers or people that work for the other people on there. Yeah, it's not working. And what you do is you fill out the paperwork. It's called our Board of Resolutions, Operating Circulars 1 through 5. And there's a numerology number and math quiz and all that on that stuff. Not a math quiz, but like the numbers add up. And those operating circulars are for you to become a financial fiduciary or whatever institute. You don't put deposit institute because you're not taking deposits. You're only going to be collecting credit. Well, you're just actually discharging and getting your note, right? That green card stock is the number that the Federal Reserve needs to transfer all that money from the Depository Trust Institute on 55 Water Street, or maybe it's coming out of the public treasury. I don't know, because every time somebody gets really close to it and you think they figured it out, they disappear. Something to think about, you know. That's when I was really doing it. You know, I was looking at $1 million houses, test driving $100,000 Audis, Porsches. It was real close to getting the Audi, and then the guy snatched the keys out of him. Like, I ain't never seen somebody jump so fast, because he knew what it was when he got that paperwork. I was in the dealership after I took the test drive and sent him the paperwork. In the mail, I was in the office, and he went over there, got it. He's like, oh yeah, I noticed that you didn't add the interest on here. Well, we don't pay interest because all my discharge money has been discharged for debt and interest incurrence. So I got it. He ran in that office, signed it, and gave me the signature back. Now, I did talk to a UCC attorney, and he said that was valid, bro. He should have gave you that car. That was your car. And then for years later, that car was still on the lot. Probably, they might not be able to do nothing with it, because I did file a lien on it with the Secretary of State, season the Title IX, which is anything to do with that car. It comes in the manufacturer. It's like the deed, the title, the real certificate of ownership, and all that. Well, when they sell that to you at the dealership, they send that certificate of ownership to the BMV that's owned by the state, right? So then the state, in turn, owns your motherfucking whip. That's why you gotta have tags and all that. And all your taxes and all that stuff you pay on that doesn't go to pay for the streets to be built. We're taking out loans from the International Monetary Fund to get that. From the Bank of England or the Queen or whoever it's coming from. A lot of people don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out of the International Monetary Fund, because they finance everything all over the world. That's what they do. And yeah, so that's how you get that black card. I don't have it. I don't really need it. I'm always good. Listen to some Drake while I'm doing this video, you know. And as far as the accepted for value, I've done it on like student loans and shit, and all of them are closed, and then they went to a different account, and then they're saying like I'm current on one of them. That's just a whole funny process on that. So like the A for V, you know, if you haven't noticed, since like I've been doing this pretty tough since I got out of prison in 2010, July. I get my myself out of handcuffs. As soon as I say I'm Justin Mitchell of House Woodward, all the cops, it's like a bobblehead, sovereign citizen. Well, you can't be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time, because then you create a paradigm. And they have, you know, motion to operate and commit crimes, because the cops ain't doing nothing besides really perpetrating the fraud. And I mean, yeah, there's good cops and there's bad cops and all that, you know, and they don't know this stuff. They don't know that they're actually working for a corporation that's owned by England and all that. So it's just information, you know. And if you don't believe it, research it, study it, look up, you know, 1886 when United States was incorporated into fucking law in England and all that, because Abraham Lincoln didn't do anything to stop slavery. That's a fact. He actually did the Emancipation Proclamation because he needed backing from Russia, and Russia don't get down with slavery. So he had to do something in order to like appease them and get their help, right? So he instituted this 14th Amendment, which made every United States citizens. Before that, we were Americans, and then even after that, like when the bank fell in '33, weird number, isn't it? And they were Americans too. Like, people were irate, and they noticed that he said United States citizens, not Americans, to give up their gold. You know what I mean? I'm an American all day. Blood, baby. And I'm not a United States citizen. I'm an American-born national. You know, like that diplomat shit. And everybody can be, everybody should be, if you got the knowledge to do it. But you have to be of sound mind, body, and spirit. And you have to be of majority of minds. That's one of them legal terms, because see, they automatically assume that you're an imbecile. That's why you get an attorney to represent you. They also use words. Words are key. Words dictate how this reality runs. You know, the Hebrews knew that back then. That's why they started writing stuff. You know, writing and speaking are one of the most powerful tools we got. So you got to use them wisely. If you're not using them wisely, you know, you're getting the results that you're getting. And I know this because I've entertained a few people in my reality in the past couple weeks, and everything I was working towards, everything I was moving, you know, it's going. It almost killed it. So now I'm here in Dubuque, Iowa. I wrote up on my job today. They wasn't paying me what I needed. You know, I was told 30 on the check. They gave me 1988. Whoa! I don't even pay my bills, bro. You know, so I'm getting the Greyhound tomorrow. Thank God, like, some people helped me out, because I was struck. I got stolen from. Payroll took all my money too. I mean, I like paying my people, but it just overdraft. Everything started coming out. And it was all because I linked up with this one individual, and it was just negative energy all day. Bitches, she's calling people whores, and like just complaining first thing in the morning, complaining, attitude all day. After about 2 weeks of it, I knew it was ending within a couple of days, because I was like, yeah, if you don't change, I mean, I can only be so much influence and fucking do my powerhouse moves and everything. But if you're complaining, that it does. That's what happens. That's what frequency does. That's what vibration does. If they ain't mingling, you know, you're gonna be singling. You know what I mean? So yeah, on that sovereign stuff, UCC, secured party creditor, all that. Be mindful of what you're getting yourself into, because when I first started doing it, not really first started doing it, but when I was doing the houses and the cars and stuff, my family started getting watched. I was getting watched, like getting tailed. I've been getting tailed for, you know, past 10 years. I always see the same side. Maybe I'm just crazy and paranoid and a conspiracy theorist, right? But when you start to noticing patterns and habits and certain things, it's no longer a conspiracy. You and your instinct's usually right 100% of the time. 99.9, 100% of the time, right? So that it just is what it is. And we live on a prison planet. You know? Long time ago, a race of beings came down to this planet, and we kind of messed up and let them in our airspace, because we shouldn't have, but they were sending out a distress call and all that. You know, we're talking like maybe 1 million years ago, 500,000 years ago. And yeah, they cut all our hair off, cut our trees down, depleted our oxygen, and they've been working steadily towards it, of just destroying our planet. That's what they do. They do that everywhere they go. That's just how they run, you know? So, knowing all this stuff, it's just good because it prepares you. And if you don't know, now you know. And you can't make an informed decision without information, right? And informed decisions are what make things happen. That's how success is built. So, like, yeah, I'll be changing environments here pretty soon, upgrading this nasty hotel or whatever it is. I mean, I'm thankful for it. I had to hustle my dick off because I was broke to get in it, just so I could go to work. I'm feeling good going home. It's been a while since I've seen my family, so I'm kind of excited. Maybe see some other people, you know. What's that? He said Chappelle. Y'all notice Chappelle looks different? Yeah. Another thing, you know. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you had the information. Like, comment, share, you know, whatever. Just don't be giving me no bad vibes, you know, or whatever. Keep that to yourself. Don't be trolling on my